What you're about to hear is not superstition, it's revelation. Since the dawn of creation, God has spoken through what He made, using the language of nature to reach those who truly listen. The winds, the skies, the movements of creatures, they are not random. They are divine whispers wrapped in silence. When certain animals appear in your path again and again, when they move strangely or look directly into your eyes, you are not experiencing coincidence. You are standing in the middle of a message. Heaven does not shout, it signals, and only those who are spiritually awake can recognize it. There are moments when your spirit feels unsettled for no clear reason. Moments when the world around you shifts and something unseen stirs in the air. That's when God begins to warn His chosen ones. He uses what others call instinct to send you coded protection. These signs are not to scare you, but to prepare you. Because before every attack, before every test, before every turning point, heaven always gives a sign. The question is, will you see it? Will you sense it before it's too late? Today, I will reveal to you the 7 animals that God uses as spiritual alarms, living messengers that stand between you and danger. Each one carries a divine frequency, a vibration that pierces through the noise of this world to reach your awareness. These creatures don't just cross your path, they interrupt your path, because something around you is shifting, something that heaven refuses to let touch you unaware. Listen carefully, because once you understand this language, you will never walk blind again. You will move with divine awareness, protected, guided, and prepared for what others can't even see coming. This message isn't for everyone. It's for those who already feel it in their spirit, those who know they are not ordinary. If you are hearing this now, it's because you were meant to. Nothing about this moment is accidental. So before we continue, seal this revelation with faith. Tap the like button as a declaration that you are open to divine awareness. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because what you're about to learn will open your spiritual eyes forever. And comment the number 99, because 99 represents the shepherd searching for the one that was almost lost. It's the sign that heaven never stops looking for those it loves. Write it as your signal to the universe. I am awake. I am protected. I am chosen. The raven, the eye that sees hidden deception. There is a reason the raven was chosen to survive the storm in Noah's time. There is a reason it hovers between life and mystery, light and shadow. When a raven crosses your path, the air feels different, time slows, and something in your spirit stirs. It's not coincidence, it's communication. The raven doesn't bring darkness, it brings awareness. It sees through illusions the human eye cannot detect. It moves when deception is near, when a mask is about to fall, when a smile hides poison. Its presence is heaven whispering, "Look again." Because sometimes the enemy doesn't attack with noise, he attacks with charm. And the raven knows. It watches the unseen moves behind friendly eyes, behind kind words, behind the disguise of opportunity. If you hear its call repeatedly, if you see it land near you and stare as if it knows your secret, pay attention. God may be speaking through that moment. The raven's message is not fear, it's foresight. It's a spiritual alarm telling you, not every door that opens is meant for you. Not every alliance is divine. Not every hand stretched toward you comes from the light. In ancient times, prophets watched the skies to understand when danger approached. Today, that same instinct remains, but few are awake enough to feel it. The raven is God's reminder that the chosen must see beyond faces, beyond words, beyond what appears safe. Because deception rarely comes dressed as evil. It comes dressed as comfort. It comes as something you wanted, prayed for, or thought was finally yours. And the raven interrupts that illusion before it consumes you. When it appears, don't run from it. Reflect. Ask yourself, who around me drains my peace when I'm not looking? Whose praise feels hollow? Where am I ignoring what my spirit already knows? The raven doesn't come to accuse anyone. It comes to sharpen you, to bring your spiritual vision into focus before betrayal strikes. You may not realize it, but each time you sense unease around someone and can't explain why, the raven is already hovering. It warns before the knife, it signals before the loss. It's the symbol of divine intelligence, of protection wrapped in mystery. Because God will never let His chosen be blindsided, not when they're listening. And maybe, just maybe, that unsettling presence you felt wasn't anxiety. It was your discernment awakening. So when the raven comes again, remember, its shadow is not your enemy. It's your shield. It appears to remind you that you see further than you think, that your spirit knows what your eyes have yet to confirm. Listen to the silence between its cries, for that's where the warning lives. Because sometimes the greatest defense isn't to fight, it's to see. And when the raven appears, something around you is being revealed. Stay still, stay alert, because revelation is already in motion. The dog, the guardian that hears what you don't. There's a reason dogs were called man's best friend, not just because of their loyalty, but because of their ancient connection to the unseen. While your eyes look at the surface, theirs pierce through what hides beneath it. A dog doesn't just bark, it senses. It doesn't just guard, it discerns. When a dog starts howling at nothing, staring into the dark corner of a room, or pacing nervously without cause, something in the atmosphere has shifted. What you call silence, they call signal. Their spirit feels what yours is about to encounter. Sometimes that uneasy bark at midnight isn't random. It's a message. It's heaven's alarm system going off before danger manifests. When darkness draws near, when negative energy tries to enter your space, a dog reacts before your mind can even name it. They hear frequencies your spirit whispers, not your ears. That moment when you feel your pet restless, alert, guarding something invisible, stop and feel with them. It's not superstition, it's synchronization. The divine has ways of protecting you through what seems ordinary. And one of those ways has 4 legs and eyes that see the unseen. You might think it's coincidence that a dog cries just before bad news or refuses to approach certain people. But what if it's not? What if that dog is being used by God as an intercessor in fur, standing between you and a spiritual attack you didn't even know was forming? Some creatures are sent not to entertain you, but to cover you. When a dog's behavior changes suddenly, it's not always fear, it's discernment. It feels shifts in vibration, emotional storms, energies that do not belong. They guard your home not just with teeth, but with presence. When they howl into the night, they're announcing to the invisible, you cannot enter here. They become soldiers of peace, protecting what is sacred, your space, your energy, your destiny. And perhaps that's why the dog follows you when you're heavy-hearted. They know when your soul trembles before your words admit it. Their eyes are the mirror of unseen love, their actions the language of spiritual defense. Some say they protect their owner, but the truth is, they protect the anointing upon the owner. They guard what you carry. That's why the bond between a chosen one and a dog is never just physical, it's covenantal. So the next time you hear that haunting howl in the middle of the night, don't tremble, discern. Instead of fear, let gratitude rise, because that sound may be the echo of your protection being confirmed. The moment when heaven says, I am watching, remember, darkness moves quietly, but God's guardians move quicker. Sometimes the barking you find annoying is the very noise that keeps you safe. And when that happens again, pause. There's something moving around you, something you cannot see, but something your protector has already intercepted. Stay calm, stay covered. Because if even creation guards you this fiercely, imagine what the Creator is doing in the unseen. The owl. The voice of revelation in the night. The owl is not a creature of fear. It is a creature of sight. It does not flee from the darkness. It rules it. While others sleep, the owl watches. While the world goes quiet, it begins to speak. When the night falls and confusion spreads, the owl awakens, carrying the eyes of heaven. Spiritually, the owl appears when hidden truths are preparing to break through deception. It is not a coincidence that its vision pierces the dark. It's a reflection of divine intelligence. God sends this messenger to those who are ready to see what others deny. When the owl shows up in your life, in a dream, an image, or even as a sudden symbol that keeps reappearing, it's not random. It's heaven whispering. You're about to know the truth about someone's real intention, the truth about a path you've been uncertain to take, the truth about why things happened the way they did. The owl doesn't bring answers immediately. It brings illumination. It sharpens your inner sight so that you can see through appearances, through manipulation, through charm. It gives you the courage to face what you once refused to notice. Many fear the owl because it appears in silence, and silence is uncomfortable. But silence is where revelation is born. When the owl hoots in the distance, it's not announcing death, it's announcing exposure. Somewhere in your life, the mask is about to drop. What has been hidden will be forced into light not by your effort, but by divine timing. The owl moves when lies are no longer sustainable, when deception begins to tremble under the weight of truth. It doesn't arrive to scare you. It arrives to free you, because nothing is more liberating than clarity. The owl's wings carry an ancient wisdom, the wisdom to remain calm in the darkness until the truth reveals itself. It teaches the chosen that discernment isn't about judging others, but about seeing spiritually. When you operate in discernment, no lie can enslave you. You begin to perceive energy behind words, intentions behind smiles, meaning behind silence. The owl comes to awaken that gift in you. Sometimes it will appear right before a major revelation, when someone's loyalty is tested, when an illusion is about to crumble, when the atmosphere around you begins to shift. If you see it, don't panic, prepare. The veil is thinning. You are about to understand what once confused you. This is God's mercy. He never lets his chosen ones remain in the dark for long. The owl's cry in the night is heaven's way of saying, the truth is coming. Brace yourself. And when it does, you will not be shaken, because the revelation won't destroy you. It will define you. The moment you stop fearing the night starts revealing its secrets to you. That's the power of the owl. It stands between shadow and light, reminding you that both exist to serve your awakening. So, the next time you hear that haunting sound echoing through the darkness, don't shrink back. Listen. Something hidden is unraveling. Someone's mask is slipping. A revelation is already on its way. The owl doesn't call to warn you that the darkness is near. It calls to tell you that the light is about to break through it. The serpent. The warning of spiritual deception. When the serpent appears, in a dream, in life, or even in a moment of thought you can't explain, something sacred is happening. This is not an omen of fear. It's a divine interception. The serpent arrives to expose what has been moving in silence around you. It comes when the air grows thick with hidden motives, when something that seemed like a blessing begins to carry the scent of danger. Its slithering motion mirrors the way deception operates, slow, silent, and strategic. It doesn't rush to bite, it waits until you stop paying attention. Spiritually, the serpent is a mirror of awareness. It reveals the difference between temptation and timing, between a door that's divine and one that's a disguise. When you see it, the message is clear. Be alert, chosen one. Something or someone near you carries a double language. Not every light is holy. Some glimmer just enough to pull you closer to the trap. That's why the serpent appears. Not to paralyze you, but to activate you. God sends it as a living symbol of discernment, the moment before the illusion collapses. You may feel uneasy, restless, or strangely suspicious without knowing why. That's not paranoia. That's discernment awakening. The serpent's presence awakens that spiritual instinct. The same one that warns you before betrayal. The same one that whispers when a decision looks too easy, too perfect, too shiny. Remember, deception never introduces itself as deception. It comes wrapped in opportunity, in charm, in something that seems harmless. The serpent shows up to tear the wrapping before you unwrap your own destruction. But this creature also carries a sacred duality. The same serpent that deceived in Eden was later used by God in the desert, lifted by Moses as a symbol of healing. It means that not every serpent encounter is about the enemy. Sometimes it's about you. When it appears repeatedly, it might not be warning you about others. It may be calling you to shed something. To leave behind an old version of yourself that can't survive in the new elevation God is preparing for you. Serpents shed their skin because they outgrow it. Maybe your old habits, your old attachments, your old identity. They're suffocating your new spirit. And heaven is saying, it's time to transform before the test arrives. You see, deception isn't always external. Sometimes it's internal, the lies you tell yourself to stay where it's comfortable. The serpent appears as both warning and teacher. Purify your space. Renew your strength. Become lighter for what's coming. Every chosen one faces the serpent before destiny shifts. Every prophet, every awakened soul must confront the energy of deception before carrying truth. So if the serpent appears in your path, in vision, dream, or waking life, don't fear it. Don't curse it, decode it. Ask, what is God trying to show me through this symbol? You may discover that what felt like danger is actually preparation. The serpent warns, but it also refines. It tests the depth of your discernment and your ability to choose truth over comfort. It forces you to see who stands beside you for purpose and who stands for convenience. And as you listen, as you pray, As you detach from the false, you become immune to deception. The serpent loses its power when the chosen stays awake. So when it appears again, don't panic, perceive. Because if the serpent is near, it means a test is close. But so is a breakthrough. The same sign that once terrified you now becomes your signal to rise higher, sharper, purer, unstoppable. The cat, the sensitive detector of energy. There is something ancient about the gaze of a cat, something that pierces through layers of illusion and reaches straight into the invisible. When an unfamiliar cat crosses your path, stops and locks eyes with you, the world seems to pause. In that moment, creation itself is whispering, "Be aware." Because cats don't just see, they feel. They are guardians of vibration, detectors of energy, and translators of the unseen. They know when the atmosphere has shifted, when peace has been disturbed, or when envy has entered silently through the door of someone's heart. A cat's presence near you, especially one that doesn't belong to you, is never random. It's an alert from the spiritual realm. Something around you has changed. Maybe it's a conversation spoken behind your back, a hidden jealousy, or a draining energy that has attached itself to your space. Cats can sense what humans deny. Their sudden appearance is heaven's way of saying, "Shield your light." Because when your spirit begins to glow brighter, shadows start to notice. The chosen carry an energy that attracts both admiration and resistance. Light always draws both worshippers and thieves. The cat stands at the border between the two, a silent guardian of your aura. Watch how it behaves. If it circles near your feet, refuses to leave, or observes you with an unblinking stare, it is reading your environment, scanning what you cannot yet name. Don't be afraid of this encounter. It's not a curse, it's confirmation. God allows the cat to appear not to bring fear but awareness. It's an invisible warning that says, your spirit is radiant, but your atmosphere needs cleansing. This is the moment to pray, to anoint your home, to cut energetic cords that no longer belong. Because some people don't attack you with words, they attack you with thoughts, with envy, with silent comparisons that poison the air. Cats feel that poison first. That's why they sometimes hiss into nothing, why they follow unseen movement across the room. They're tracking spiritual interference. When you see this, don't panic. Cleanse your space. Speak protection over your life. Surround yourself with praise instead of worry. The cat doesn't come to scare you. It comes to wake you. Its stillness carries divine instruction. It's heaven saying, guard what I gave you. Protect your peace, your calling, your energy. Because not everyone who smiles wants you shining. Not everyone who claps is celebrating your light, the cat knows. It senses false admiration disguised as kindness, energy parasites hiding behind friendship. And when it shows up repeatedly, it means the atmosphere is calling for you to rise, to reclaim your spiritual authority and take back what was subtly being drained. So if one appears again, staring, waiting still, don't dismiss it. Instead, thank God for the warning. You are being reminded that your energy is holy, and holiness must be defended. The cat is not a symbol of bad luck. It's the silent soldier of discernment, sent to guard the light carriers of this world. Remember this. When darkness tries to disguise itself, the cat will always be the first to see it. Its eyes will follow what yours can't. Its stillness will speak what heaven is trying to show you. And if you listen closely, you'll realize that silence was never empty. It was divine protection watching you in disguise. The horse, the restless spirit of divine movement. There is a moment before every major shift when the atmosphere grows heavy, not with fear, but with divine anticipation. That's when the horse appears. Its eyes reflect motion, its breath carries prophecy, its restlessness is not rebellion, it's revelation. When a horse begins to pace, to paw the ground, to look toward horizons unseen, heaven is whispering. Something is about to move. The horse is a symbol of transition, the bridge between where you are and where destiny demands you to be. It comes to disturb your comfort before life does. God uses it as a messenger to say, the season of stillness is ending. You may feel it already, that strange pressure inside, the tug in your spirit, the sense that your current surroundings no longer fit your soul. That's not confusion. That's divine momentum. The horse arrives when stagnation has lasted too long, when your assignment requires acceleration. Spiritually, its agitation mirrors your own, the inner storm that precedes transformation. It is heaven preparing your soul for movement. Do not mistake this movement for chaos. The shaking is not punishment. It's positioning. God is breaking routines that have become cages. He's loosening the ground beneath your feet, not to make you fall, but to make you ride. The restless horse neighs to awaken your courage, to call out the warrior buried under hesitation. It's heaven saying, stop fearing the unknown. It's where your destiny lives. If the horse appears in dreams, visions, or even repeatedly in your path, understand this. Your timeline is shifting. Doors are aligning. Something is rearranging to push you toward the path you prayed for, even if it doesn't look like it yet. Remember, the horse doesn't gallop in comfort. It gallops into calling. When you resist change, you fight your own prophecy. But when you ride with it, you align with divine motion. The horse reminds you that faith is movement. Sometimes the Spirit of God stirs your life like a storm, not to destroy, but to deliver. The same winds that unsettle the ground are the ones that lift your wings. So if you feel your life shaking, your plans scattering, your peace being challenged, it's not an ending, it's ignition. The horse is pouring at your soul, urging you to mount, to move, to trust that every shift is sacred. And just as a wild stallion cannot be caged, neither can a chosen one whose time to advance has come. This is your signal. Get ready. The ride will be fast, but it will be faithful. The restlessness you feel is not anxiety. It's destiny calling. And before this video ends, you'll understand why sometimes heaven disrupts your peace just to lead you into purpose. The disordered flock, the storm before calm. There are moments when the heavens seem to tremble, not with thunder, but with signs. When you look up and see birds, usually graceful and aligned, suddenly moving without rhythm, circling, scattering, fleeing from something unseen. Understand this, you are watching a mirror of the invisible world. Birds are carriers of atmosphere. They move as one body, responding instantly to shifts that human eyes can't yet detect. When their harmony breaks, heaven is speaking. It's showing you that spiritual turbulence is forming, not to frighten you, but to prepare you. God allows you to witness disorder above so that you may bring order within. When the flock turns chaotic, it's a reflection of a hidden clash, unseen energies colliding, lies being exposed, alignments shifting in the unseen. If this happens near you, pause, observe. Don't react emotionally, because the confusion that tries to enter your environment will always first appear as chaos in the air. But what others see as panic, the chosen recognize as prophecy. The disordered flock means something is being unsettled so that something greater can be revealed. Storms do not start on the ground, they start in the sky. And when you see the birds circling wildly, you are being given a rare privilege to sense the spiritual storm before it touches the earth. This is your warning, your preparation time. Do not absorb the confusion around you. Anchor yourself in prayer. Because while others run from the noise, the awakened remain still. You were never meant to mirror the chaos. You were meant to calm it. The chosen stand in the middle of turbulence with unshaken peace, because they know the shaking is only temporary. Even storms serve purpose. They clear paths that peace will later walk through. If you see a flock scattering, know this. Energies around you are rearranging. People may be exposed, truth may surface, illusions may collapse. But it's not the end. It's the cleansing. The spiritual climate is purging what cannot continue into your next season. Stay grounded. Stay silent when others panic. Because when everything seems out of alignment, heaven is actually realigning. That's why the birds lose their order, because the air itself is shifting into a new phase. God lets you see this chaos so that you won't confuse divine movement with destruction. Remember, confusion in the sky doesn't mean defeat. It means revelation is close. So if you ever witness the sky erupt in restless motion, don't fear it. Take a deep breath and say, I am centered in the storm. Because soon, the same wind that scattered everything will settle into stillness. The birds will regroup. The noise will fade. And what looked like disorder will reveal itself as divine choreography. Proof that you were never in danger, only being prepared for peace. The real question is, can you stay calm long enough to see what the storm was really trying to show you? You can feel it now, can't you? That quiet certainty in your spirit that nothing you've just heard was coincidence. Every word, every image, every creature described, it was heaven's way of reminding you that you are seen. That the Creator has been speaking to you all along, not through thunder or miracles, but through the subtle movements of His creation. The raven that crossed your path, the dog that wouldn't stop howling, the owl that appeared in the silence, the serpent that tested your awareness, the cat that sensed what others ignored, the horse that called you toward change, the birds that broke formation before the storm. None of it was random. All of it was language, divine, encrypted, precise. A code written not in words but in instinct. And now, you understand it. Heaven never leaves the chosen in the dark. God surrounds His own with whispers from creation, warnings wrapped in beauty, protection hidden in what others overlook. The signs don't appear to create fear, they appear to awaken clarity. Because those who see survive, those who discern ascend, and those who walk aware walk unshaken. You were never meant to live blind. You were meant to walk as one who hears heaven's heartbeat in the wind, who reads messages in the movement of the living world. Creation itself is your ally, the voice of God echoing through feathers, fur, and silence. From this moment on, you will no longer dismiss what you feel. You will no longer call coincidence what heaven calls communication. Every encounter will remind you that you are guarded, guided, chosen. So when these messengers appear again, don't fear them. Thank them. For they are proof that heaven is still watching, still speaking, still moving for you. This is your awakening, to walk in divine awareness, to live as one who cannot be deceived, because even the air around you carries warning before danger ever arrives. The chosen are never caught by surprise, because light always sends a signal first. And now that light lives in you. So declare it below, out loud and with power. Lord, open my eyes to your signs. Write it as a covenant. Speak it as a shield. Because when your eyes are open, no darkness can find you. No deception can bind you. No storm can break you. The very earth will rise to protect you. Heaven is already moving on your behalf. Stay awake. Stay aligned. Stay chosen. The signs are everywhere, and they are speaking directly to you.